Hello, we are going to make some banana bread now. So we have our ingredients. I am using Robin Hood all-purpose gluten-free flour blend. Normally I make my own flour blend, but it comes from ingredients from Yupik, which may contain peanuts, and we're baking peanut free. So we've got baking powder, baking soda, golden yellow sugar, some coconut milk, 2 different options for egg replacer. So there's the Red Mills egg replacer or applesauce. I am going to use unsweetened applesauce, vanilla, salt, or margarine of some kind, or oil, and obviously bananas. Now you can add chocolate chips to this. Some people like to add raisins, things like that. Because this is a double batch, I have 4 bananas. If I'm doing a single batch, I would just use 2 bananas, and I'm just going to squish my bananas until they are a pulpy mess. Now my bananas are all smashed up, and I have melted my vegan margarine stuff in the microwave for 30 seconds. And then I'm going to add them together. I'm going to add all my ingredients, and I forgot some holiday spice from David's. So my oven is set at 350. I've got my margarine, I've got my banana. I'm gonna add the equivalent of what you would use to eggs. So if you're gonna use 2 eggs, you'd use like 2 tablespoons of applesauce. Free pour everything, and this is a double batch. So we've got our applesauce in there, and then vanilla again, free pour. Yeah, I give her a generous dollop there. For spice, again, I'm gonna go pretty generous, couple, probably tablespoons in there. Now we want both baking powder and baking soda, less baking soda, about a teaspoon of baking soda. And then our baking powder, we're gonna do about 4 of those. Now, if you're doing gluten-free like I am and you're not using a premix, you're gonna need to either add xanthan gum or guar gum as your binding agent. We always need some salt, but obviously not too much salt, about half. And some either yellow sugar or brown sugar. And again, we're kind of free pouring about a cup-ish because we've got a double batch in there. It depends on how sweet you like it. I'm making it sweeter because other people are eating it. If it's just me eating it, I don't make it nearly as sweet. All right, so we can give those, all of our wet stuff with a bit of dry stuff, a bit of a mix. And then we'll add our flour in and our coconut milk. You can use soy milk, almond milk, whatever you want. I'm gonna add about half the bag to start with. And we are doing this by feel and texture. So a lot of our moisture is already in there. We're not gonna need a ton of the milk. So I'm gonna start adding my coconut milk, cup-ish. I find with banana bread, you don't want it too runny, but you don't want it too thick either. Make sure you're scraping the bowl. My hand starts getting sore from a fork, so I switch to a spoon. This really is, because I don't measure anything, by feel and consistency. Now this is gluten-free, which means it's not going to be the same consistency if you're making this with a glutinous flour. You want to give it a good stir, make sure all those spices and everything are in there. So we're looking pretty good for consistency. Should kind of plop like that is how you know what your good consistency is. And just make sure it's really well stirred. But with gluten-free especially, you do not want to over stir. So you don't want to use a mixer on this, because what you'll end up with is very, very chewy. And that's not optimal. All right, so if you were gonna add chocolate chips or something, now would be the time to add your chocolate chips to your mix. Otherwise, we're ready to spray our pans and put it in. I'm going to spray my pan. I love these things. It's a sprayer that you can just put your oil in. You don't have to buy the commercial oils. And then we're gonna plop this all in and put it in the oven at 350. I generally put it in for about 30 minutes, and then I wanna look at it. If a toothpick comes out clean, good to go. Otherwise, add about 5 minutes at a time. I tested with my toothpick and comes out clean. So we are done. We're gonna let it cool and then we can cut and serve. Thanks for joining me for making banana bread. Have a great day.